All right, I greet you in peace. I greet you in any type of peaceful way that I can, and encourage you to spread peace. All right. I also encourage you to celebrate life and to change your vibration. Celebrate. Have a good time. Enjoy your life. And pursue your passions, your loves, and your purpose. And if you do that, pretty much you'll feel good. You'll be all right. but be careful what you wish for, and be careful what you pray for. I don't know why that came in my mind, but that just came in my mind like as soon as I put my head down. And I was like, so that came from, look, that came hot off the wire, whatever, wherever that came from, but it came. Anyway, so I wanted to, this is like motivated, and I'm once again, 42 negative confessions of my yacht, found in the Papyrus of Anai, the book of Coming Forth by Day, and the colonizers turned it into the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Ain't nothing dead in there. Ain't nothing but life in there. So you probably need to like check that out. But so with that being said, all of this stuff right now, unfortunately, is not motivated by meditation. It's meditated by reading and stuff and looking at stuff and all that. So anyway, but in my meditation, I couldn't get out. I couldn't get. Anyway, I'm not even gonna explain that. That's a consciousness state. But anyway, that's my stuff. All right. So anyway, but I'm like listening to stuff, and so I come across this young sister, and I mean, she's phenomenal. So I'm not putting her down. She's phenomenal. And this is a problem that we have, is that sometimes we look at other people, or we say things about other people, but we say them the wrong way, or semantically, or we say them the wrong way so that they hurt people or what. Because remember, we have, and there's another thing that we have to remember, that some of the stuff that we're hearing out here is true and some of it is not. But the one thing that we do know is that language and words and spells and all of that stuff, that they are real. And saying is sowing. The vibrations of the things that are said out of your mouth, all of those things motivate the universe. That's why, most religious books will tell you what? Not to curse. Not to curse people, not to, because when you speak things over, but, and here's the other thing about cursing people, is that it creates repercussions on you. Because if you ask this guy to do something bad, right, then this is going to be affected. back to my demonstration, right? Fully human, fully spirit, fully exist. All the things that you do in these two things are going to end up becoming your existence. So you can curse somebody if you want, but you're going to have to pay for that later on. Which we call, everybody calls karma. Look, a lot of people believe in karma, and it comes in, what goes around comes around. You got to pay the piper. If you dance to the music, you got to pay the piper, blah, 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 right? So, and these are, and so that's what I'm saying. So a lot of things are common sense. It's like, don't be religious, be spiritual. Because it's not hocus pocus. And so, and I hate to say this, and I agree, I saw, I'm slipping, I'm really slipping, but I saw Dr. Umar Johnson, right, who I don't like at all, because I think his message is full of hate. I really do. I believe that his message is full of hate, but I saw a clip of him, and it was ironic that he was talking about African spirituality versus Islam and Christianity. And he was talking about the age of Islam and Christianity and Judaism, the Abrahamic religions, and all of this stuff, you know, and speaking about how those are basically very, very young religions. They're like little baby religions. You know, to paraphrase, that's how I explain it to people. I say, look, those are little baby religions. Those religions right there, those things, they don't even, people were here for millions of years. So how did they survive millions of years before, you know, and he named off the deities. I won't name off those deities, but however, you know, all of them came out of the original people, who are those people who were in sub-Saharan Africa, Ethiopia, and what is now known as, you know, and that's why it's ridiculous, Eastern India. So why, you know, people like fighting Kamala about being Indian. Well, guess what, y'all? Indians are black. They are part of the black race, according to the original information that was left to us over 50,000 years ago, way before any of the modern day religious books are written. And so you say even, and then you have to look at the timeline and what is and what is. And all we're doing is we're teaching you, or I'm trying to teach you, and the people that believe like I believe, we're just trying to teach you, look, this is how our ancestors survived and thrived on the planet. And you know that they survived and thrived on the planet because what? Because you can, look, all I got to do is drop you in Sudan. I drop you in Sudan, right? Go to Sudan and look at those pyramids. You ain't got to go to Kemet. Don't even go where the most, you know, quote unquote spectacular civilization was, you know, and everything that's around the world, you know, you can go and you can see like where the origin of where people stole the ideas but you know, ain't mad at that, but still, don't keep saying that one thing is one way when it's really another. And all we're saying is that people have existed for, according to what scientific data says, people have probably been on the planet for about like 3 million years. So if they've been here for 3 million years and the species has managed to survive, you know, because what, we exist, right? So they must have did something right. And there are certain things that they took out, and then there are certain things that happen just because of nature, right? You don't have to even think about them. That's why I'll keep saying about lower chakra stuff. It's like your lower chakra is basically your first existence. And then how I take that lower chakra and nurture it through it and allow that energy to rise through me internally. not externally. There ain't no, you know, and I don't, but look, and if that's your belief, fine. But even your books say what? It says that the kingdom, that all of the things are within you. It don't say nothing. Look, even the book itself doesn't say what y'all say that it says that it says. And I have read, look, I'm not an expert, you know, on the Quran. I admit that. But the Bible, I have read that bad boy back, forth, in, out, through, over, under, around, upside down, inside out, deciphered the pages, went through literally, did chronological stuff where the, you know. I'm just trying to get you to expand your mind and realize that even the stuff in there, it came from our ancestors because that's the only thing they knew. And then they understand how powerful our ancestors were and how powerful the spirituality that they used was. Like I said, when I figured out, like once again, I figured out that doggone pyramid, it was a wire pyramid that my sister had. And I was like, and I figured out, because I was a gadget tinkerer, nerd type dude. That was me. I like radio and televisions and all that kind of stuff. And that's what but I knew that. It's like something was like telling me, like, look, you know, what's inside of here? How does this work? And that was this guy. This guy said, yeah, this is what you're going to do. And everything that ended up happening to me, or the course of everything, and I realized, I'm like, so I'm thankful and I'm grateful for my entire path, because it's made my life interesting. And that's why you have to be on your path. You can't, especially if you're one of the, and this is another thing, everybody is not chosen to do something that the world would consider to be spectacular. And some people do spectacular stuff in the name of humanity because it's something that humanity needs. So you can't predict or say, yeah, this is what I'm looking for my coffee. Oh, looking for my coffee because my throat's getting dry. But it's about what? Your path. And then understanding that there are certain things that you can do in your path. And then the other thing is, like right now, like I know I'm going through it for certain things, and I'm like, okay, so I'm like trying to stay away. I'm trying to stay away. But I understand, like this whole, like the Lionsgate portal is about to open up like on the 8th. And like, so people are trying to manifest things, but here's the thing too. Even in the whole thing about manifestation, and this is the one thing that I think a lot of people are leaving out, because we have become so capitalistic and so materialistic that we're not realizing that even when these portals open up, we have to go through the portal with a pure heart. And then one metaphysicist that I listened to, and she said, remember, like when you go through a portal like the Lionsgate, because basically what you're doing is opening up a portal to the star Sirius, right? Which according to people who study astrology and numerology and all of that, those people believe that when this portal opens up, that it is a way to be able to manifest things. But now I know why the Spirit told me to be careful what you wish for, right? But see how the Spirit works. It's like the Spirit said, be careful what you wish for, out of the blue. Like when I first started this, so y'all saw it happen, and I ain't gotta think that. So anyway, I'm full of joy. I'm sorry, I'm very joyful this morning. I feel very good. So that's why I'm laughing. This stuff is silly. I'm in like that silly, like yeah. But be careful what you wish for when you're going through these portals. And be careful what your attitude and you gotta have a consciousness to say that, look, while I'm going, because what it is a metaphysical change. It is a change that's happening to this guy, the spirit. It's a change happening in the spirit. And you can use that change to your advantage if you're centered. But see, you can't go in there, you can't go through the portal all willy-nilly and expect for the portal to, because it's just like I used to date a girl, and I'm a Leo. So she was a Leo as well. And, you know, we were cool. But the only problem is, because we were so much alike, and then when we did charts and stuff like that, we were so much alike that the only thing that we would have done throughout our entire lives is exacerbate each other's like negative traits, because that's how our, you know, so it would have been like, you know, we could have been Bonnie and Clyde. I was thinking, it's like we would have been good criminals, but all that other stuff died. So anyway, but that's how things work. That's how things work. And the stars and the planets and everything, they were absolutely right. How? So which goes to show you that yes, the universe is watching or has a pet. That's why everybody has a birth time, a birth date, and everything. And at that particular time that you were born, the universe pushed you through. That's why we always talk about the woman as being the conduit between what? The only conduit that we have between what? The spiritual world and this world, and boom. And then you exist. That's why I keep on, you know, repetitively going into that. So anyway, so now it got me off my train of thought. So anyway, so back to this girl. So this young girl that I saw online, she's like studying, you know, and I get that. But so I started thinking, I was like, man, she needs somebody like to bounce the stuff that she's learning. She needs to bounce this off of somebody, because she just got like raw information and she's got like enthusiasm, which is good. But the raw information and then the perspective is not good. And see, so I could set her on a path because I was there one time. So I kind of like know where she's going, right? And I'm just like, oh God, but here's the thing. Once again, respect all altars. Don't offend anybody. Don't be, you know, even your scriptures, what do they say? Right? You know, wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. There's a way to do everything. You know, and my thing, I used to say talent, technology, and tact. The tactfulness, being tactful is very important. So that's how I used to, you know, run, when I would run radio stations and stuff like that. That's how I would do it. Talent, technology, and tact. Take the talent, marry it with the technology, but be tactful about it. Have an idea, have a plan, have what you're doing. And that's how, so but you have to have, and let me take that language out of there. You don't have to have, but it would help. You know, it helps. And the more, just like I preach, organization. You know, you gotta have things organized, and a lot of the things that I talk about or whatever, I'm derelict in. Be honest. But those are the things that I realize that I'm working on, and that, see, because once you become introspective, you realize you can't lie to yourself. Or you can, but it ain't gonna help you none, right? So don't lie to yourself. Because those feelings, those intuitions, the stuff that you get, the discernment, all of those things are coming to you because that's this guy trying to help out this guy so that this is better. But you gotta listen to this guy, right? And especially if your like demeanor is where this guy got a lot more say so. Or what's the two wolves, right? Which wolf you feed? You know, you got the good wolf, the bad wolf, or you got, you know, whatever it is. So and once again, that goes back to what? Balance. It goes back to balance. See, and getting centered and everything, you know, and I start, and once again, chakra energy. And just like your heart chakra, why you think your heart chakra is before your throat chakra? And see, no religion did that for you. But religion will tell you that it's evil. Well, some religion, I'm not going to say all religion, but some religions will tell you that it's evil to deal with your chakras. In fact, I've had people, you know, tell me that chakra, that knowledge of chakras and all that stuff was demonic and evil. And I was like, well, how could it be demonic or evil if it's part of your makeup, if it's part of your build, if it's part of who you are? And like I said, it is measurable. They can measure the energy that flows from your chakras. So they exist. And the ancients knew they existed. I mean, the Hindus certainly knew they existed. So I'm just trying to get you to expand your horizons and stop thinking in fear. See, fear, like everything that happens, is like, that's why I keep telling you, celebrate, have fun, enjoy your life. And another thing that a lot of people are doing now is like they're living for the experience. You know, okay, whatever. People are like, now people are not because of this spiritual change that's occurring. So like even the portal opening is like, it's like catapulting you through like time and space and blah, into another setup. Even the whole thing with what's going on in the world and all of those things, because people are starting to wake up. Because we're able to connect to one another. See, the way that they were able to always keep us apart was to divide us and conquer us by splitting us up and not teaching us how to just be human. See, that's what the ancients knew, because they lived all that time. They wasn't fighting each other. They wasn't killing all this war and all that. That's why. Peace. Why do you think and then a lot of the religions are hypocritical, because they talk about all this peace, and then they create havoc. And I'm not just talking about war, dropping bombs or something like that, but violence is not limited to using weapons. Sometimes the violence comes out of your mouth. or the violence comes by restricting people's freedoms, their life, their liberty, and their pursuit of happiness. Taking those things away, that's not how we're supposed to live. We're supposed to be free. We got all this earth. And like I said, as long as you don't bother nobody else and you don't bother the earth, then do you. But see, we got people that want to bother other people and want to bother the earth and don't respect it. And see, that's the difference between like indigenous peoples. Like, I don't care what you say in this, but this is truth. Indigenous people, all the indigenous people, the people with brown and red and yellow and, you know, all the, you know, black and everything else, no matter where they are on the earth, they respected it. They respect the animals. You know, people try to say, oh, well, African spirit, you know, these Kemetic spiritualists, they're polytheistic. They believe in all of these different. No, we believe in God. It's just that we believe that we are God. That's the difference. And you're even, and Christians, even your Bible tells you that you're God. That's what the Bible is teaching you, that you are God. But they wrote it in code, so you didn't understand that. Because they don't want you to know that you are God. And that every time you look at another human being, you're looking at God. And every time, that's why I say it's universal oneness. When you look at another human being and you feel their divinity, the divine in me sees the divine in you. See, that's life. Because we're connected, whether we want to be or not. When we talk about these spiritual transformations and things that are happening, they're going to happen anyway, whether or not you want to join in or not. And sometimes people, like I was saying the other day, sometimes people are like, why is all this stuff happening? Or why is this, that, and that? Because you don't have no control over it. And the only thing, you know, my daddy used to tell us, like, the only person that you can really control is this one right here. Because even if you lock a person up, even if you kill them, even if you do what, you can't destroy the energy. How long Dr. King been dead? But he's still got spiritual energy in the earth right now. Because you can't kill energy. You can't kill it. I don't care. You can put 1,000 bullets in it and you can't kill energy. They got a fancy word called martyrdom or whatever for that, right? But that spirit is still here. And so are all those evil spirits that we like, just like people wonder why all this crazy stuff happens in the United States sometimes. It's because slavery has a spiritual residue. There are things that we do spiritually that are the residue of slavery, because what? We did stuff repetitiously and it manifested. And because of the stuff that we did repetitiously, and in 17 to 21 days, we formed a habit, and we never broke that habit. We just started playing the blame game. Because that's what we were taught. Not because we're bad people or because we're evil or anything like that. Anyway, I'm done. I can tell I'm done. Like, I'm about to go have a lot of fun today. Anyway, I love you. Celebrate everything, everybody. Celebrate people. Start talking to people, dapping people up, whatever. If you see somebody doing something good or if they did something good, congratulate them. Be happy for them. Because in turn, see, y'all don't realize spirit is contagious. Energy is contagious. Vibration is contagious. If you vibrate high enough, it's all good. So just go out and vibrate, y'all. Be that light. Be the light that you really are. You're the light. As long as I'm in the world, guess what, baby? I am the light of the world. I know y'all don't want to hear me say that.